how's Jalen progressing? Holston?
He's doing good. Yeah, he looks well. This is the best he's looked in the last couple of weeks.
Keyshawn looks fine too.
Keyshawn, I was surprised how well he looked today. Yeah, in fact, he knifed through the defense a couple of times.
I think we're required to ask about Malachi until he gets back out there. What do you see out of him so far?
Big time healer. I'm very pleased with the progress he's making. He's chomping at the bit and doing everything he can. So I think it'll be sooner than later.
If there's any question with him for this weekend, you just want to make sure that a guy gets all the way back before you put him out there? Is it something where even if he's 80%, you can test him?
Yeah, I mean, he's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. But to me, I got to feel good about seeing it in practice. When you've been injured for that long, you got to show it in practice at least one good day and maybe a day and a half to feel like, all right, let's go.
We saw Taiwan was carrying the lunch pail the other day. How do you guys make that decision on who gets that? 'Cause I know Jabari had it earlier. Is there like a ceremony, like a passing of the pail?
Well, the defensive staff, we decide first, kind of, we kick it around. Somebody can bring it up and say, should we? And then it's voted on, by the defensive staff. And then there's, a minor ceremony at this point in the defensive unit meeting.
You mentioned the pass rush yesterday. Are there any other particulars like that with either defense or offense or special teams that you're looking on Saturday to either see improvement or to just see validation that what you saw last week is more than just a one-game thing?
Yeah, I want to see us be on schedule offensively more. I think we got to just have more consistency. And just we do some good things, but I want to see us put it together a couple series in a row and just kind of feel good about what you're getting.
That Sam linebacker spot, are you still kind of experimenting a little bit? I saw Walker got the start last week, and he and Jenkins got about the same snaps, but then it seemed like it was maybe more.
Keontae was a little banged up.
Okay.
JR does a nice job, but Keontae is a healthy Keontae's out front.
Kelly, he seems like he's back practicing. And
he is,
well. How's his progress going?
Yeah, he's doing well. Yeah, he should get a good number of snaps.
Do you see him as a Sam or more as a Will, or do you want to cross-train him at both?
Yeah, he's cross-training right now. I think, we're still trying to shore up the Will position, so we've put him into that competition. And he's going, he's definitely going to play some Will on Saturday, and he may play some Sam.
You had a lot of recruits here last weekend. Did you kind of aim to front-load that in terms of visits and bringing guys in for that first game in Lane Stadium and the atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, we built it up, and there's a lot of excitement right now. And, there was a lot of prospects, particularly in the state, that were anxious to get here for a game. And we ended up, I think 133 was the number, and a bunch of good talent, a couple guys that were committed other places, and I felt good about the group.
What does that add to your workload on a game day where you're trying to talk to those
guys? Big time. Hats off to our recruiting staff, because that was about 30 more than what we expected, and really handled it well. And the guys had a good visit, when you look at it after the game, and the prospects felt good about the experience, and that's what you hope, and they did that. So recruiting staff did a nice job.
With this being an 11 a.m. game and the FCS opponent, do you talk to the kids at all this week about, this maybe being one of the games, who knows, where you'll have to create your own energy as opposed to relying on the crowd to feed you there?
Yeah, I haven't talked about that yet with them. I think we have to be a self-motivated team. They appear to be that way in practice to me. There was no lull yesterday or today. I feel good about their drive and determination going into this game.
You talked about this game is one where I need you to play to not to play down to the level of opponent, but I mean, this is about you guys and what standard you want to see set as opposed to.
Correct. And they know we have areas we've got to get better at, and we got to keep improving and keep pushing, and and that you can't take anybody for granted. Each and every week. I mean, it's again, I'm not a big statistics guy, so I've been a part of too many games where things happen. So I think they are in a good place. It's more about us and improving and than it is about the opponent. And that's the way I would prefer it to be every week.
I think when people look at the passing game, they always focus so much on the quarterback. How do you feel like the receivers have been doing in terms of getting open? Do you need to see more separation from them, or
I
how
think
do you
so.
evaluate them so
Yeah,
far?
I think so. We can be better there. Let me say that. Explosive movements and play. That's what is hard on a defense, and we got to see more of that. We got to have more of that.
Do you expect Jaden to play more consistent?
Jaden Blue.
Yeah, consistent.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting better each week. He had his best week last week, and he had a good practice today. So I'm looking forward to see what he does on Saturday.
Mansour was a young guy you mentioned kind of
Yeah.
towards the beginning of the season that you could see him play. We haven't really seen him yet. Is he a guy?
Yeah, he's not really ready to be in the fire yet, but he's preparing that way. And again, those young guys, man, it's a roller coaster sometimes. Good days and bad. We just got to keep growing and maturing those guys.
Will Ross has looked pretty solid kicking so far. That 49-yarder looked like it had some distance on it. Is there a range that you trust him at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it. I mean, he's 53, 54 from his hash. But if we needed it, he's kicked longer ones than that in practice. Interesting thing about him, it's a good story that I didn't know till recently. Coach Holt kept it from me. He never played a football game in his life until Old Dominion.
Really?
Was not on the football team in high school. Was a soccer player. And Coach Holt didn't think it would be good for the head coach to know that. When he won the kicking job, he felt like he was going to keep that back. And now he's kicked some good field goals and done a nice job, and so he let the cat out of the bag. But that was his first game ever.
Did you learn that after this past weekend?
Yes.
So did he come up to you sort of sheepishly? He's like, I have something to tell you about our team.
Yeah, because I was bragging on Will, and he said, well, by the way, I need to tell you something about Will. So I had Will stand up in front of the team, and he kind of talked about it, He was going to go play soccer in Spain and drop out of school and do all this stuff. And, I mean, he was a soccer guy, and lo and behold, now he's kicking field goals for Virginia Tech. So, good story.
You guys liking what you see out of Jesse Hansen so far this year on the O-line?
Yeah, still, he's still a work in progress. Those guys play well together, and Jesse is a tough sucker. He's a tough sucker. And, he actually played with staples in his head against Boston College. Had a little minor deal and just played right through it, never flinched. That's how tough he is. I wasn't surprised. So he's tough mentally, physically. He plays well together. He's just got to keep improving his technique.
Staple his head at halftime? How does that work?
No.
Did he get hurt during the game?
No.
Okay, it was before.
He got hurt. He never flinched. He never missed a practice.
They told you about that one at least? Or?
Yeah, I knew about that one. Yeah.